We've had 3 Tarot Tuesdays so far. This outer power of the magician versus the inner knowing of the High Priestess. Active spell is sitting and listening. Active and passive. With the High Priestess and the magician, she is sitting, waiting, knowing. He stands at the table. He's active, doing, has his arm raised. These two are not opposites. They are consecutive initiations. The magician is the power that acts. The magician is outer power. Language, tools, your skills. The magician is choice. It's the moment when you say, I can do something with this. And in queer and trans experience, the magician is an active choosing of labels, crafting identity, learning techniques, negotiating consent, intentionally shaping identity. The magician asks, how am I using what I've been given? What am I practicing into being? The magician is that outer power. The High Priestess is the inner knowing. The inner power of the High Priestess, intuition, timing, mystery, sensation, and silence. The High Priestess is the moment when you say, I know, even if I can't prove it. So for queer, femme, witchy people, the priestess gives us that pre-verbal knowing, a desire before we have an explanation, boundaries that you feel before you have words to justify, and all your magic that works without having to be witnessed. The priestess asks, what did I know before my language could speak it? And what truth lives in my body? So there's a tension between the magician, who wants to act, and the priestess, who would like to listen. Oftentimes, I feel like you can kind of overdevelop one or the other when you're a survivor. You overdevelop that acting in your job, in your people pleasing, and you overuse the silence when you should be speaking up. Those are the shadows that can be expressed when you're overdoing it just to survive. It's not a judgment, just an observation. When you heal, you aren't listening to one or the other. You're finding a balance, outer power, and this inner knowing. So the magician helps you become more visible and helps you shape your identity. And the priestess is how you feel it and the queerness that stays true inside of you. So I want to invite you to let your inner knowing choose that active spell. And that's how we're blending those 2 cards today. And I want you to comment below some inner knowing that you have, and we can formulate it in a spell together. And remember, spells can be simple. Integrating the expression between the magician and the High Priestess is listening first and acting second. Speaking only what aligns with your inner truth. And allowing silence to be a part of your daily ritual. So allow yourself to embody who you are and not perform who you are. Real power isn't loud. It's what happens when action listens to intuition. Before you act this week, think, what does my body know? Sit with it, feel it, let it guide you into action. And especially right now, when we're dealing with a lot of pain with a lot of different people, I want to remind us all to think with our hearts. And that pain and that rage that you are feeling is valid. Let it guide your actions. Cut. Cut, sucker.